Hey everybody, welcome to Trail Sage, and today I'm at Mount Penn, my favorite local place to ride in Reading, PA. I got my fat bike with me, and we're gonna go do a little bit of a bike check, but we're gonna go do it on the trails, so let's go get warmed up. All right, we are at one of my favorite features. This is John's Rock. It's super chunky. It's perfect for the fat bike. There's lots of little things for your wheel to kind of get stuck into when you're on a normal sized bike, but on the fat bike, man, it just chews right through all of it. Oh yeah. So your wheels kind of stay floating on top of everything. They don't get sucked into everything. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's so much fun. Man, I think that's the main thing with the fat bike is you're gonna hear that word a lot, fun. And oh boy, that's tight. But yeah, they are so much fun to ride. These big tires, they just kind of float on top of everything. Whew. This is Sam Malone. Talk about traction. Really comes in handy on this slab right here. But yeah, you come in nice and big, let those tires grip. Oh yeah, fantastic. Love this mountain, love this bike. Oh man, the leaves are crazy right now. Oh boy, oh, this is the bottom of No Joke right here. Let's see if we can get on this. Oh, it's hard to get a little bit of an endo turn there. Oh, no, no, no. Well, fat bike doesn't do everything. Let's try that one again. That's a tough one to get onto on any bike. But yeah, it's kind of loose right here coming into it. And then you got to kind of make a sharp turn. So let's see if we can, you know, no, let's back up a little bit more. I think trying to get clipped in and go right into that stuff is a little bit nerve-wracking. So let's try that again. Here we go. Let's see if we can swing up onto it. Over here, a little bit of a endo turn, perfect. Get lined up on this. Oh yeah, fantastic. And then a little skinny at the bottom here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That is a lot of fun. There's that word again, fun. Oh, we got the scorpion skinny. Let's see how we do on the skinny. Here we go. Pop up. Oh boy, yeah, that is thin. Oh, there's two alt lines here. We're gonna do the main line. Oh yeah. And then down. Fantastic. Oh man. That is a lot of fun. Ooh. Whew. She's awesome, man. Love riding this thing. Man, this is a really special bike. So let's talk about, there we go, drop the dropper there. Let's talk about why this bike is so special to me. And you know, we'll go over the full specs in a moment. Oh boy, this is rocky. Let's get the dropper down again. Here we go, let's get ourselves worked through here. Oh yeah. Fantastic. Oh, and rock bridge. Yeah, let's go tackle that. That's a really fun feature. But yeah, this bike is full carbon. It's by Carver. You can get it just by the frame. I don't think you can get it fully built. Oh boy, this is tricky. Yep. Oh yeah, fantastic. That is so much fun. There's that word again. But yeah, so you can get this just basically as a frame and then build it up however you want. Carbon frame, super light. And we'll get into the build specs in a bit. Let's focus on this technical chunky bit there. Yeah, woo. There we go. Oh man, this mountain is special. But yeah, so I had this bike built up pretty light, and like I said, the geo on it really nice. Oh, that, wow. Oh boy, the leaves are super thick. It's kind of hard to see the rocks underneath. Oh boy. Oh yeah. Bam. Oh, that is fantastic. Yep. But it makes, oh, here's a little step up. That makes doing step ups like that a lot nicer when you got a nice light bike. I mean, I can't speak for all fat bikes, but when it's time to go, oh, she gets up and goes. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me with the speeds, but woo! Oh yeah. Yeah, she flies. I mean, this has got to be north of like well over 20 miles an hour. And really planted, really stable. Just traction for days. We're almost at the jump line. Whew. I got Dean in front. Met this guy at Phoenixville Bike Park, and super talented. Oh yeah. She flies. Let's get a little turn. Oh yeah. Come on, Dean. Oh yeah. Nice. Yeah, Dean. Yo. Sick.
I was shot that.
Yeah, I did too. I was going your speed. I just overflew that thing. We got Nate. We got Chase. Ran into those boys at Phoenixville Bike Park a while back. Really, really good kids. So talented. But yeah, I mean, really impressed with this fat bike. I mean, she can jump. Now that we know that the fat bike can jump, let's go over the geo and the specs. So this is the Carver Carbo'Beast, and that's Carver Bikes in Maine, and this is a fully carbon bike. So the rims are carbon, the frame is carbon, the bars are carbon, the cranks. This thing comes in at like sub 28 pounds, which really makes this thing really fast on the climbs, but it also really does well in the downhills because the geo on it's actually quite aggressive. I want to say it's probably a 68-degree head angle too, but then when you put the Bluto fork on it, I want to say that this thing's like 67. I mean, you could see it. I mean, it looks really aggressive, and that really lends itself well on the downhills. The other thing that I did that really helped was I put a really short stem on this. So I think this is a Truvative, oh, I forget what the model is, but it's like 30 to 35 mil. It's really short. I like a really short stem. I run a short stem on all my bikes. The brakes on this, they're just standard Shimano brakes. I think they're 2-piston. If you're a heavier rider, you might want to go with a 4-piston brake, but I found that these 2 pistons are absolutely fine for what I'm doing. The group set is, believe it or not, 11 speed. And I don't know, on my Ibis, I run an 11 speed as well. I don't seem to have a problem with it. You certainly could put a 12 speed on it. This is an XT group set that's a race face front chainring, which I think is 32 teeth. The cranks are, what is this, the Truvative Stylo? I don't know how you pronounce that, but they're pretty light cranks. That made a huge difference. That dropped a lot of weight. The dropper post is one up. It's about 120 mil of travel, which is absolutely great. I can't get this thing slammed down to the bottom because of this little gusset right here, but it goes all the way down to that, which is plenty for me. And the way that we actually did that was there was actually a second bottle cage right here. And so what we did was we removed the gussets, and then I used the second hole to run the dropper cable through. So a little bit of creativity there, but it works. So obviously the Bluto fork and the dropper were two of the most impactful changes that I made to this fat bike, but the change that might be the most important that you can't see is actually in this tire, and that is I was able to run a CushCore in the back, and that's only possible because these rims are only 50 millimeter, which is really not that wide for a fat bike, believe it or not. So because it's not that wide, the CushCore just barely made it. I mean, it sticks over the rim a little bit. I wish it stuck over a little bit more, but what that allows me to do is that allows me to run lower tire pressure. So in the past, I've had to run maybe like 10 to 12 PSI in the front and back, which you're basically like a giant, beach ball bouncing on the trail. Having the CushCore in the back allows me to drop this down to like 8 to 10 PSI. It's been an absolute game changer. I mean, because these tires, and these are the Jumbo Jims, I'm running the Jumbo Jims, they're 26x4 on the front and back. These aren't really aggressive trail tires. I mean, if you look at it, they're really cross-country tires, but if you're able to get a lower PSI, then the tire can conform to the different rocks, the different surfaces that you're riding on. Other than that, man, this fat bike has been, it's one of my favorite bikes. It's a word that we said in the beginning, and that is, it is so much fun. And that's how I would explain the fat bike to anybody looking to get a bike. You know, is it going to be the best second bike for everyone? I mean, I can't make that call. For me, you know, I ride this thing all year round. So, you know, yeah, it's the middle of fall right now. There's tons of leaves. You know, you get a little bit of freeze thaw. Fat bike, right? You know, when the snow comes down, fat bike. You know, even in the summer when it's dry, this thing is so fast. It's just so much fun. So for me, you know, it makes sense as a good second bike. Oh, and I didn't point out, but this is the 76 Projects computer mount. So that's where I actually put my computer, because I don't want anything in the cockpit on the GoPro shot. So hashtag YouTube life, right? But I just wanted to point that out. Anyway, that's the specs of the fat bike. Let's go over to the Network, which is another favorite trail system of mine, and we'll kind of conclude the bike out there. All right, we are making our way over to the Network. This is the Spine. Man, this is a really great trail. Oh, and the fat bike, she just chews up right through all this chunk. No problem. We talked about it earlier, but oh yeah, no issue whatsoever. That's nice. You could just kind of focus on the trail. You don't have to worry about falling into any ruts. She's still a hardtail though, folks. She's still a hardtail. You know, this bike being carbon, it's pretty stiff, but you know, I like that. That's what I want for my rides. Whoa, that's leafy. That's what I want for my rides. But maybe, whoa, maybe that's not what you want in your ride. You know, you want that steel plush feel. Maybe that's something that you look for in a frame. I don't know. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's take a look at this before we just send it. Make sure the drop is clear. That's always smart to do. Maybe you want to go with steel. It's going to be a little bit heavier, but listen, we're not trying to break world records here. This is pretty leafy, but it should be good. Yeah, I think we're okay to hit this. What a great day on the mountain. We'll back up a little bit here to get ourselves clipped in. Oh yeah. I'll pop up right onto this. Nice easy speed. Oh yeah. Man, that's so great. You know, I got this thing dialed in to exactly how I like to ride on, what I like to ride on. And that's the thing. You're gonna have to figure out what that means for you if you're looking to get a fat bike. You don't see a lot of these around anymore, you know? And I'm not sure why. Yeah, I forgot to mention this, but I think a big misconception that a lot of people have is, oh, the big tires, that's your suspension. Like, you don't need a front fork. But the truth of the matter is, these tires, as big as they are not suspension. In fact, that's the reason why I got the fork. Ooh, because the fork actually dampens some of that bounce that you get. And to me, that was absolutely critical. So, you know, the fork might seem like it's overkill, but if you're gonna be getting into like tech and stuff like that, the fork actually makes a huge difference in dampening some of that bounce that you're gonna get from these tires. So I just wanted to mention that. What a ride. We did it, Mount Penn. We hit the tech, we hit the jumps. Oh, so much fun. And this bike absolutely killed it. We accomplished a lot. And you know what, I gotta tell you, the CushCore in the back makes a huge difference. I can now confidently say that I can ride this in all kinds of terrain and conditions. Having that lower PSI makes a huge difference. And you know what? You're not gonna finish a ride without a big smile on your face. And I think that's my point. You know, this is gonna be a great second bike for anyone. You know, it's the do-it-all machine. Is it gonna be the fastest on the downhills? No. Is it gonna be the fastest on the climbs? No. But it's going to allow you to have a big smile on your face and ride whatever you want. And that's the point of it, right? It's all about having fun. And so, do you need the Carver Carbo'Beast? No, I would highly recommend it. You know, I think the frame retails by itself for about $1,200 to $1,300, which is pretty inexpensive if you think about, you know, how much a carbon frame costs. And this is super durable, very light. I've had it for like 8 years, no problems with it. It's a great company. And I think the point that I'm trying to make is, it's a great second bike. You know, can you get a single speed? Can you get an e-bike, dirt jumper? Yes, 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 yes. But this bike is gonna be so much more versatile. Maybe not compared to an e-bike, but you know, you're also spending a lot more money for an e-bike. So I don't know. That's kind of where I'm going with this. I had a lot of fun, guys. This is gonna do it for this video. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. If you wanna see more content like this, feel free to subscribe, or even better, join me on Patreon for some extra perks. Thanks for watching.